So suppose we have been given too many conditions, and according to those conditions we need to return something, or we need to print out something. And in this kind of scenario, we can use the switch case statement. It's true that we can also use the if, else if, and else block, else condition. But if we use if, else if, and else, then our code will look like this. So if we write this kind of scenario using the if else block, then our code will look like this. And this is lots of code. But on the other hand, if we use switch case statement instead of if else if block, then our code will look like this. So now if I run the code, I'm having April because I have assigned n equals to 4. So using the switch statement, we can write this code like this, and switch statements code is look nicer than the if else if blocks code. And here I haven't assigned the default value, and this default value is actually indicating that if none of this condition got executed, then the code inside this default block will execute. So if I copy this and now paste this, and now if I run the code, I'm having April and any month of the year which hasn't been listed yet. So you might be wondering why I have been given any month of the year which hasn't been listed yet. Here as the output in switch, our case is 4, and after executing this line of code, the code will go further and looking for the rest of the code to be executed. So now if I use the break after this line of code inside this case 4, so now if I run the code, I'm having April only. So let me add break inside of every case. But I will not use break inside the default block, because if these blocks code get executed after this block, there is no code remaining. So after running this line of code, our code will be finished. So that's why we don't need to add break inside this block. And here we have used int, but we can also use string here too. This string has been introduced in Java 7. So now if I change this code into something else, so here I have listed sunrise times of each month throughout the years, and I have made some kind of group, like January and February has made a group, and in this time of the year, in this 2 months, January and February, the sunrise time is 6 a.m. and for March, April, May it's 5:30 a.m. and this list goes on and on. And if you assign a month which hasn't been listed inside these cases, then the default message will be shown to us. So now if I run the code, I'm having 6 a.m. because the string month is February. We can decrease decrease the line of code by using the expression, and this expression is introduced inside the switch case statement in the Java 13 version, in the Java 12 version. So if we use arrow, then we don't need to use break. So if I write the code using arrow, then my code will look like this. So now if I run the code, I'm having 6 AM. So now my code is looking very organized as part to our previous version, using the break as well as the colon. So we can reduce our code using the arrow. So here, if I declare another variable which is answer, and so now if I assign answer variable with the switch case statement, it is actually referring that this 6 AM will be assigned inside that answer variable. Yeah, it is kind of like returning the value. If the case got matched, then it is returning the value which has been written inside of it using the arrow. So now if I print out the answer variable, if I use this functionality, that return functionality, then I need to use colon after the curly braces ends. So now if I run the code, I'm having 6 AM. And we also got other functionalities. So here, if you don't want to use the arrow key, instead of you want to use the colon, then we also got that options to use it. And if you want to use the colon, then you need to use one word here, which is yield. And this yield has been introduced in Java 13 version. This is actually doing is return the value, and then it's just break the code so that the remaining code will not execute. So now if I run the code, I'm having 5:30 AM.